Country music singer Toby Keith visited Board Operating Base Danger to perform for the soldiers. It was a free concert where he played some of his Country music singer Toby Keith visited Board Operating Base Danger to perform for the soldiers. It was a free concert where he played some of his most popular songs during the heat of the day. Toby Keith is the first musician this year to put on a concert for the troops at Bob Danger.
I think it was splendid, actually. Toby Keith, it's great to have the guy supporting the troops like he does. I wish a lot of other performers would take some initiative and come over here and see it.
Woo! Soldiers took time out of their busy schedule to come from other fobs just to get the chance to see and hear Toby Keith perform. A group of 1st Brigade 207th Infantry soldiers sang along and cheered as Toby played.
Had an awesome time today. A little bit warm, but overall, best ever experience. Toby Keith's the man.
The concert only lasted about an hour, but the soldiers got the chance to forget their troubles and enjoy the free concert. Reporting from Bob Danger, Iraq, I'm Specialist James Green.
Test. Mic back on. I think so. So we'll go on to the main part tonight, and we are going to be chatting about. Let me get the banner scrolling here. So Travis is always at OscarMikeRadio.com, and we are at hellfishhaven.org. And tonight I'm going to share a couple of these with you. So February's coming up, and it's going to be February Firewatch. And so this will be the there'll be a logbook attached with the PDF file that I'll give out at the beginning of the month. So this is going to be the program here. And then after you complete it, there'll be a badge and a patch that I'll give out at the end of the month. And see if I can pull up the rest of the file. One second. So while this is going on, I will get the other thing that I wanted to share tonight was whole health. The VA has whole health. It's basically you learn about a little bit of everything to make your life a bit better. And they got it at Jamaica Plain campus. They've got it at the Boston campus. If I can share the screen real quick. Share screen. Which one is it? All right. Can you guys hear?
Chances are your thoughts and feelings preoccupy you throughout the day while you're on autopilot without you even noticing. There are benefits to getting off autopilot, paying attention to your thoughts, and taking some time to be fully present and fully aware of what is going on around you right now, or be in the moment. Being fully aware, tuned in, and in the present moment is called mindful awareness. Mindful awareness can be used in all aspects of your life by bringing awareness to how you are feeling physically and emotionally, how your body moves or aches, or what you're eating and how it makes you feel. A key part of mindful awareness is to notice how these things affect you without judging them. This can be very helpful when you're making decisions about how you want to improve your life or health. For the next few moments, let's practice mindful awareness. Start by closing your eyes if that's comfortable, or look down and soften your gaze. Now, take a slow, deep breath. Notice the air moving through your nostrils, filling your lungs. What does it feel like? Exhale slowly. As your chest falls, what do you feel? Notice the temperature in the room and how your body feels. Listen to the sounds around you. Do you hear anything? Even in a quiet space, you may notice the sound of a breeze or an air conditioning unit. Take a few more deep breaths. Continue to think about the air moving in and out of your body. If your mind begins to wander, bring your attention back to your breath. Okay, open your eyes or bring your attention back to me. Think about how that made you feel. Simple activities like this can be used throughout the day. You may take a break to stop and notice what's going on around you or how you're feeling. You may choose to pay attention to the way the water feels when you take a shower. Notice the smell of your food when you're cooking or eating. Or observe how your feet come into contact with the ground when you're walking. Studies have shown that practicing mindful awareness improves overall health, psychiatric disorders, chronic pain, stress, inflammation, and irritable bowel syndrome, to name a few. You can also use mindful awareness to help you understand what really matters to you. There are many common practices that use mindful awareness. Some people enjoy being mindful during activities such as fishing, gardening, hiking, and creating art. There are many mindful awareness practices that you can consider. To receive the greatest benefit, it may be best to join a group or practice with an instructor. The first step to practicing mindful awareness is to approach it with a beginner's mind. This means you are curious and open, allowing yourself to experience each movement with an inquisitive mind, free from the influence of past experiences. Having a beginner's mind allows you to adopt a mentality that can open up to new discoveries about your health and well-being. In the midst of the everyday thoughts and feelings that we all deal with, consider taking regular time to be mindful. Mindful awareness is about the here and now, paying attention to how you feel and allowing yourself to be in the ever unfolding present moment. How can you bring more mindful awareness into your life?
So that was the VA's mindful awareness as part of Whole Health. The Whole Health program covers everything: spirit and soul, power of mind, recharge, family, friends, coworkers, food and drink, personal development, moving the body, surroundings, mindful awareness. And then they also have like programs on the side too that coordinate with it. So like, once you begin the program, you can also take it and go with it how you feel will help you the best. Like they've got acupuncture programs. Look the veteran resources real quick so I can give you the rundown of everything that comes with it. So yeah, there's acupuncture, there's biofeedback, clinical hypnosis, guided imagery, medical massage therapy, meditation, Tai Chi, and QIGONG, yoga. The yoga, something I want to show you guys too here. Get this. I don't know if you can hear Emily screaming in the background. It's really funny. But the website I found tonight, I'll share this tab. And then send it to the stage. So if you click on practice, you click that you're a veteran to sign up. And then you can see you've got class schedules. You can sign up by teacher. You've got the video library if you want to do it yourself. Programs, workshops. The news. And you get the monthly calendar. They don't have February's up yet, though. And like at 8 o'clock, I signed up to do an intro to meditation or a mindful yoga class. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do yet, but they do have those options. And even if you're not a veteran, you can sign up for it. There's a veteran sign up, there's an employee sign up, and there's an affiliated sign up. So it's all free. The VA covers this completely. I just tell them what VA that you're associated with, so they're able to properly fund it. So it was really exciting. So you see the details here. Here's the class about intro to meditation. You can invite people to the class with you. It gives you a rundown. You got reviews. And then the classes that are in the series that are aligned. And then the other class was this class here. And you sign up and you basically tell them like what you're able to handle and what you're good with. whether you can handle gentle stretching, if you want to do yoga, if you want to do more experienced stuff, as you go about on the website, you pick things that are comfortable for you, and you're going to do it along with whatever your disability is or your physical limitations are, depending on what happened to you during your time in service. And just want to reinforce, that you don't have to look at your PTSD as a weakness. The biggest thing that we're pushing, with this month and last is the growth aspect of it, the ability to move forward and become stronger, and able to take a negative and turn it into a net positive for you. I want to see if I've got. Pull this out here. Right. All those. Way too many tabs open here. Anybody else wind up doing that? You wind up with 50 tabs open at once, and then you just don't know where to go. I think that's the ADHD in me that just goes absolutely ham opening things, and then I'll start with 5 or 6 tabs from one site, and then I'll get distracted and go down another site and just click new tab, new tab, new tab, and it's the worst thing for me. So we've got presentation. Let's see if this will open up here. Open file location. So I got the video open. Let me close that for a second. Oh, let's get back to what that. Oh my goodness, I can only imagine what you guys do for being the mods and doing this. Yikes. And especially if you get crowds like you guys do on the other people, when you have lots and lots of folks on the channel. All right. Bring that back. See if I can share screen again. Share screen. Presentation. Share. All right. This one does not have any sound, so I can hum along in the background if you'd like. I can just explain it to you. So this is the February Firewatch. This is the overview, the brief, the objectives, code of conduct. Awareness, breathing, checklist and reflection, naming emotions, reframing thoughts, support, tactical skill. This is all part of the tactical relaunch we're doing with the Discord server as well. Strength identification, rewriting self-talk, reflective practices, normalizing kindness. Values, inspiration, next objective, momentum. The daily log, insight, little prompts and quotes as well with that. And then, of course, everything in the military, you have to have an A.A.R. And that is you basically go over things and you do, 3 ups, 3 downs, you like to start with, the 3 downs, how you can improve, constructive criticism, not like you're just a dirtbag and, you're not doing this right. But, you explain it so that way you can help the person do better next time. And then, you do the 3 ups at the end so that we finish on a positive note. So that will be that program. And where is the other? And then this is the pitch deck that I have. I'm entering a, they're calling it like a veteran business shower. I think it's like a bridal shower or baby shower, but for entrepreneur and veteranship. And this is the pitch deck I have for it. Let me see. No, it's not the pitch deck I have for it. Where is the pitch deck? I'm looking for, where's the PowerPoint? That's what I need. PowerPoint, where are you? See if it's in this one. No, it's not. All right. Let me go back to Canva real quick. So building I can put them on the Discord server. Let me get the link so I can put that in the chat as well. I also try to have everything on the Google Drive, so that way folks can access. Because information is definitely something that we want to be able to, share with folks. It doesn't make sense to have all this information and keep it to yourself. Like that was one thing I always hated in the military, when like somebody would know something and they would hold it like close to the chest because they felt like it made them important by having that knowledge, and having people have to come to them to get that knowledge. Where it's just so much better when everybody knows something, and you share the tactical knowledge that you have to improve the entire unit as a whole. Where are you? There you are. Hellfish even is the talk. Invite the server. Copy. All right, gonna be a link in the chat. Come in now. So there's that. Now, let's see if I can get my pitch deck together real quick. Here it is. All right. Let's go ahead. Give me the option to download, please. Here it is. Download. Let's go ahead and do it as a video. That way it'll go by quicker for you guys. You don't have to sit there and go click, 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 click. All right, it is downloading. Right. That should be done. Let's get share screen again. Let's actually should be able to do video file. Download. Pitch deck. Yep. And there it is. Perfect. All right, let's see if this works. All right. So there's the pitch deck here. Bring it So I'm going to bring it back to the start. So here's the pitch deck, and then I will also share with you the information I have for to go along with it. Please load. All right, so first one here, the opening title here. Spent 12 years in the Army, sergeant first class, leading combat patrols in Iraq and Baghdad, Anbar, to quit as a gunner. I was trained to survive the worst environments, but the hardest mission I ever had was coming home. Every day we lose 22 veterans to suicide because they lost their tribe. In Massachusetts, 29% of younger male veterans report being always or usually stressed. Isolation is a silent killer. For my brothers and sisters, that silence is deafening. Right, the problem that we're solving. Hellfish Haven is the antidote to that. We provide a sober, low-pressure safe haven where connection happens naturally through gaming. We meet veterans where they are, whether in a virtual digital foxhole or a coffee and camaraderie event where conversation is optional. We aren't clinical interrogation. We are a tribe. So folks just come and enjoy the day. You don't have to, get in, tell everybody your whole life story. You can just play, video games, play cards, play chess. Just enjoy the atmosphere of being around, fellow veterans. So the digital box I explained just a second ago. Most nonprofits are reactive. They wait for a crisis to happen. We're going to focus on connection before crisis. Unlike traditional organizations that meet once a month in dusty halls, we are alive 24/7 online. We utilize side-by-side communication. It's always easier for a veteran to open up when their hands are on a controller and their eyes are on the mission. If they're focused on a task of, go from this person to this person, do this side mission, do this, be able to beat the game, it allows them to be more free when they're talking. So we see people, more open up while they're playing games. How it works, our operation is simple. Enlist, join our Hard Trust Discord community, or go ahead and follow the W.A.R podcast. We are resilient. Engage, participate in sober gaming tournaments or monthly meetups with partners like the VFW Post 443 in North Attleboro. Excel, the reestablished brotherhood, veterans achieve long-term resilience. Financial model and the pivot. A year ago, we had a physical location. We had the proof of concept going in Brighton, part of Boston, and it was working, but the high rent was a bottleneck. We pivoted to a mobile-first model that eliminates the massive real estate overhead. a psychiatric ER visit, would cost over $10,000 to the veteran for the insurance company and, everything you build out. And then in retrospect, for just $200, a donation to Hellfish Haven, we can keep one veteran connected to our haven for an entire year. Giving them events to do, giving them, games to play, giving them a means to reconnect with the community that, they've separated from and lost. I retired in 2014 after being medically retired. I finished my 4th tour. I was in Kuwait. I was running the Army 10 miler, and my back gave out completely. My L5 S1 disc was pinching the S1 nerves down both my legs. So anytime I sat down too long, my legs would go numb. Anytime I stood up too long, my legs would go numb, and it just wasn't good. But I couldn't leave the AO because I didn't have anybody to relieve me. So luckily, at the base near us, Camp Armstrong, we were at Camp Patriot. The Ohio State University's athletic director was there. He was a colonel doing his rotation for the Army Reserves, and he was actually able to give me an epidural steroid injection once every other week from the time of the Army 10 miler till the time I got redeployed back home. So that way I wouldn't be in, excruciating pain the entire time that I was still in Kuwait. And, grateful that that happened. But, you're not supposed to have so many of those, epidural shots in, that short period of time. It ultimately led to me having to get surgery on my back and have that area removed so that way it would stop putting pressure on there. And of course, when you make the trade of having surgery on your back, other spots will, eventually start to weaken and get worse. And I had that really bad last year where C2 through C7, if I moved my head slightly to the left or slightly to the back, I would get numbness on the 3 fingers and the thumb, on the 2 fingers and the thumb. I get shooting pain down the edge of the arm into the pinky and the ring finger. And so just not very fun at all. Where was I? So being medically discharged and coming home, I had a lot of time on my hands, and then I started seeing a trend happen. I see more soldiers that I served with dying at home than they did, due to combat, in a war zone. And we're seeing guys die from suicide, guys die from overdose. To me, an overdose is suicide. I struggle with PTSD and anxiety, but I chose to talk about it openly to silence that stigma. Today, I see the world through the eyes of my daughter Emily. I use that sense of duty to lead Hellfish Haven. We aren't just an idea; we're a community, resilient veterans who refuse to leave anyone behind. The use of the 20K. Our current bottleneck is geographic. Veterans west of 495 often have to drive 90 minutes plus just to find a community. Western Mass, when you look at some maps, it'd be like, here be dragons, and like it really is like a whole different state out there, and like everything happens on the coast. And so these guys don't have anything to do. So if we were able to take the the funding and create these mobile battle station kits, basically it would be a traveling arcade console. It would be 2 to 4 player briefcases that would just basically be traveling arcade machines, which would be able to link up together to either do tournaments or just have a night where guys can come in and play the games. These kits allow us to host pop-up events at any VFW statewide, tripling our capacity to reach isolated veterans in rural resources deserts without adding a cent in rent costs. And then I don't know if there was anything else in there. So yeah, the growth. Hold on. Let's see if I can get this to play. All right, back then. Something called the action. Join the Haven, the sport. We can see a lot of model a mobile outreach, ensure that no veteran has to face the transition alone. Together, we can finally silence the stigma and bring the veterans always home. And that's the pitch deck that I have right now set up for this event. I have to have it in by February 15th. I feel like it's got a good layout. Just got to fine tune a little bit and work on the speech to be able to really bring it in. Because I feel like everybody loves a good comeback story, and that's what we where am I? There am I. And that's what I feel like I've got with my story, my tale here is that for me, I was always willing to help other people. I was always the person that folks turn to. I was a team leader. I was a squad leader. I was a platoon sergeant. I had a lot of guys underneath me that came to me for help, and I was always willing to give out the information. I was always willing to share the help, but I wasn't always listening to myself when I was giving that advice. Until, for me, it was almost too late. I turned, to a street pharmacist, and I wound up, dying on Mass Ave because of it. And one of my soldiers called me up, talked to me, said, "Hey man, whatever you need, I'll be there with you." And literally, he came out and sat there with me, and we came up with a plan, and followed through. It's the same thing that I did with another one of the guys that had called me one day and said he was, he's in a tough headspace, and we just, went out to where he was, and you sit with them, and you put time in between the thought and the action. So another one of the things that we're working with at the Haven is called the ammo can of hope. And the ammo can of hope is basically a hope box, but ammo can style. Of course, let me show you. But a hope box is only as good as if it's actually around. So if somebody's not willing to have the hope box around and have the information accessible, then it's not really, good enough to have. So what I'm going to do, do I have the shareable there for that? I share it on the Hellfish Haven website. So hellfishhaven.org. I'm going to give you guys a quick tour of the website before I share what Travis has going on at 8 p.m. tonight. All right, let's get this sharing. Share screen. All right, so this is Hellfish Haven's website. If you haven't been here, this is what we got. Support the mission. What we do up here, our 501c3 number. Donation here, deploy your support. This is the blog I write. Outlets and resources. This is Hellfish Haven's online outpost Dunan, named after a soldier of the Hellfish that is no longer with us. Dunan was a really funny kid. I first me and him bumped heads. As the tour went on, we understood each other a lot better, and it was just unfortunate to see him go so soon. And as a dad and a husband, it was really tough to see that. Veteran resources. I'll click that in a second. W.A.R, which you're watching now. Events. We always share Scott Hyder and his mission, Hidden Battles Radio. W.A.R, we are resilient. VA Bedford every month has a produce market. So if you ever need any food, right there is produce market. Coming up in May is the Milford Irreverent Warriors Silky Hike. So if you haven't done a Silky hike before, bunch of veterans get out there, get together, wear short shorts, throw on their boots, go for a hike, and basically leave it all on the trail, and you're able to tackle things that you wouldn't normally be able to deal with when you've got that camaraderie and that group around you. And so this is signature event, Silky Hikes and Retreats bring together hundreds of veterans in combat boots and iconic Silkies. These gatherings are full of laughter, banter, and genuine connection, recreating the sense of platoon brotherhood and sisterhood that so many lose after leaving the service. We believe there's a gap in modern mental health care, rebuilding the emotional safety net that platoon provided on active duty. And that's the same thing that we're doing with Hellfish Haven, is rebuilding that camaraderie. Featured gear of the month, some of the new products that we have at hellfishhaven.com for the merchandise, the all over print we made for Tharp. Dallas Tharp was a gentleman from Texas originally, but he was from New Jersey when I met him. He was in the Navy and then was in the Army. He was an MP with me in Iraq on the first tour. Again, call to action, Veterans Crisis Line. If you find folks ever need it, it's down there. Again, the gear is up here. About us, story, the blog, contact, privacy, images, war, PDF, infographics. This is what I want here. So this is what I was talking about, the ammo can of hope. Come on, load. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Yeah, there you go. So you have items in it, photo album, a Dunkin' Donuts gift card, little notes to remind yourself why life is worth living, little trinkets, anything that will put time between action and thought. We also have the magnets in there for $9.98. You have those magnets available in there. You have stickers in there, coloring books, little stress balls. Whatever you can to be able to put, again, you have the safety plan. And the biggest thing about a safety plan is when you fill out a safety plan, it doesn't mean that you're, ready to your life, that, you're worried that something's going to happen. It's a contingency plan. It's something in case things start getting, that's start troublesome to you, what you can do. And the best way that you can utilize a safety plan and make sure it's up to date is once a year, go over it with, somebody that you love and let them know, hey, when I start doing this, can you do X? When I start doing Y, can you do this? And make sure that they understand what your triggers are, what your, emotional level can get to before you need them to step in and say, hey, why don't you go take a break? Hey, why don't you go take your service dog for a walk? Things like that. Like, I've talked to my wife about, what does it for me? And it's really helpful to have that. The service plan is, something that everyone should, have out there, just like having a will is so important in case something ever happens. Same thing, knowing, how far you can go and where you can be is very important. And then just an alternate version of the ammo can for hope. And then tonight we have got, I think if I click here, let's go to resources for vets. So we've got a lot of resources available here on our page for the Greater Boston Veterans Collaborative. And where is my pal Oscar Mike? All right here. We have got, we're going to share this tab. Let's see how OscarMikeRadio.com is looking. There's Travis. Hey, buddy. Hope you're well. It's on mission tonight. Let's see what we got. Podcast episodes. No, the one I'm looking for. Let's go to home. So Travis told me that Lance H. Slayton, all home care matters. In-home care for veterans and geriatric patients. So what we're going to do is we are going to simply, if we go down here, we can click his Facebook. I'm going to share this tab instead. Oh, nope, that's not working. No, Travis. We got some faulty links. So let's just go YouTube, Oscar, Mike, Radio, boom. All right, let's see if this is up and running here. And we've got it here. 8 o'clock goes live. Should be any second. So, Nancy Slayton, all home care matters. Travis will be live with you guys. So, I hope you guys all enjoy that. Thank you guys for joining me tonight on War. We are resilient. It has been a good evening. And 1 second. Let's see if my friend wants to come in and say hello real quick. I'm going to show a quick media asset while I find out if she will be coming in. How much? All right. Jose, back up, please. And the real star, this one right here, just wants to say hi to everybody. So make sure you guys join Travis tonight. Hey, Travis, good luck with your show tonight.
Travis, has good luck on the show next. And what talking to that?
And then say, hi, May.
Hi, May. And who talking to that?
Just me. I'm talking to myself here.
Oh.
Now I'm talking to you. All right. Say thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Yes.
Yeah, see you soon. See you soon. Thanks for joining us. We are resilient. We are war.